Hi. Uh, a lot of women, I work with women and I work with couples also. A lot of these people, they hesitate to join the coaching program because one question they have is, will my husband change after this coaching is over? 99% of the time, women ask this question, will my husband change after I undergo your program? Now, I'm going to be telling you this call that I got 2 days back. She is my ex client. She finished the program 2 months back. And why did she call? She called to narrate one incident. And that is the incident which I am going to be telling you. A few days back, there was this very heavy storm. About 15 days back, there was a very heavy storm and a lot of rains here. And uh, the weather had become very pleasant. Now she is a working woman. She works for a corporate sector, and her husband is a doctor in a government hospital. Now he has got his shift duty, so day and night shift, 12 hour. Each shift is 12 hours. That time he was in a shift duty, and his timings were. He had this night timings from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. Now, every time he was on night shift, she would call him up at about 10:30 before she would go to sleep, just to say good night to him. And this is one of those habits which we developed in while the program for her was on. So she would call him up at about, say, 10:30, 11 at the most, to say good night to him. So, as usual, 2 weeks back, also when it was raining, he was in the hospital, and he's a doctor. And she called him up at 10 o'clock to say good night. And very casually, she mentioned, I mean, the weather is so nice, it is raining, and the breeze is so cool. I really wish, we are able to go on a drive, in this kind of a weather. She knew it is not possible to go on a drive because he was in the hospital doing his duty. And she had to get up early in the morning and she had to go for work at about 8 a.m. She also knew she will not be able to meet him in the morning because by the time he comes home, she will have to leave. Okay. But as a ritual, she said good night and she left the conversation at that, expressing that if it was feasible to go for a drive and what fun it would be. No expectations, nothing, and she slept off. 2 a.m. the phone rang, and for her the phone ringing or the message coming at about 12 to 3 was normal for her because her husband would call her up at that time or message. So she didn't get hassled. She saw him calling and she picked up the phone. When she picked up the phone, her husband said, come downstairs, I am waiting. She thought, what are you saying? Where are you waiting? He said, I'm in the parking lot. Please come over very fast. She could not believe what he was saying. She peeped from the balcony and she saw that he was waiting in his car. So her in-laws were at home. She very, quietly, she picked up her shoes, tiptoed towards the door, and she left. And she saw her husband there at the parking lot. 2 a.m. He took her for a drive, dropped her home at 3 a.m. He went back to his work in the hospital and she came back home. Okay. Now, this is the person who had joined my program. She was on the verge of divorce, and um, her chances of getting divorced were very, very high because she had very strong family support. Her two brothers were willing to give her that support. Her parents were willing to give her that support, saying that if you don't get along with your husband, don't worry, just come back, we will help you. So she had that backing, and divorce was the easiest option for her. When she came to me and we spoke before she got onto the program, she did not even mention if my Parul, is my husband going to change. I asked her, do you want your husband to join the program? She said, I don't care whether he joins or not. I don't want to tell him that I am doing this program. I don't even want to tell my parents or my brothers that I'm going to be joining this program. This is purely my decision because what I'm looking for is peace. I am so fed up of everyday fights that are happening in our life that I have lost my sense. I am not able to contribute to my work. And, coming to a house looks like a nightmare. Okay, so all that I'm looking for is peace. That's all she said. The only thing is that she said she's going to look for peace while she continues to stay in marriage. All right. That's the only difference. But never did she ask if her husband is going to change. Now, the kind of efforts she made in the program, the kind of commitment she had towards getting that peace for her own self, the kind of vision she had that when she goes home, there should be no fights, nothing. That is where and that is how she started. She went through the whole program, the kind of practice she did, the repetition of whatever she was learning, the application of all those things that she was learning in the program. She was doing it so religiously. I mean, I think one would brush his or her teeth so religiously the way she was practicing all that she was learning with the only focus of getting peace for her own self. Okay, and she practiced that. The program got over 2 months back. She continues to practice those concepts because that is something which is a journey. It doesn't start and end with the program. And 2 weeks back, she came to a point where she could not even imagine that this is what her husband is going to do. He took 1 hour break in between. He came home, fulfilled her desire. She did not even say, I want to go now. She least expected. All she said was that, I really wish in this weather, if you could just go for a drive. And he happily came and fulfilled that desire of hers. Listening to the story, what would you say? Did she come with the this thought in mind that I'm going to change my husband? Will my husband change? If my husband changes, only then the relationship is going to work. Her focus was only on herself and working in the right direction. Many of you must have worked on yourself, but working on self in the right direction. This is the result she got. I am telling you the very, very crucial story. She told me many, many examples. This is one of those crucial examples which, I thought I'll bring it to you. Now, you have to say, do you wish to change your life? Do you wish to become that woman of charisma, that woman of joy, peace, and love? That you start radiating with so much of love and joy that the people get drawn to you because of the love, the joy, the peace that you have become. So, if you have this question in your mind, will my husband change or not after the relationship? I am going to be telling you that I do not give any assurance of whether your husband is going to change or not. Okay, the assurance that I give you is that when you and I work together on that program, you will definitely experience transformation. It's not just one or two problems which you would see counselors solving, but you will experience the whole transformation. And if you are ready for that, then yes, connect with us and I will get back to you. The link is there in the appointment calendar. If you're on the YouTube, please, I would definitely want you to write your thoughts on this. Otherwise, also, you may be on some other channel. Do write your thoughts in the comment box. You have questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And yes, if you're on the YouTube, do press the like and the subscribe button. That is going to help me to reach the wider audience. And share it with anybody who you think needs this the most at this moment. All right, thank you so much. You take care. Bye. And the link is in the just above this video. Click that link and I will get back to you in terms of understanding where you are, where you want to be, and what's the best thing we can do for you. Right? So instead of thinking whether my husband or my wife is going to change or not, let's focus on what is it that I can do differently so that I can live in peace, I can live in happiness, I can experience that inner joy. Right? You take care, have a great life, and I am going to be seeing you in my next video soon. Bye.